The Prince of Persia series is considered one of the greatest franchises in gaming history. It began in 1989, created by developer Jordan Mechner. The first game was a groundbreaking title due to its realistic animation, which utilized rotoscoping, a technique where Mechner filmed his brother's movements in real life and then traced them into the game. This gave the character fluid and natural motion, something rarely seen at the time. The original story was simple yet deep, inspired by Persian legends. Players controlled an unnamed hero on a mission to rescue the princess from the evil vizier Jafar, with only 1 hour to succeed. Yes, exactly 60 minutes to reach the throne before the princess is executed. This time limit added a sense of urgency and excitement throughout the gameplay. The game features environmental puzzles, deadly traps, and sword fights, which were a fresh and thrilling addition back then. The difficulty level is high, requiring precise movements to avoid traps or falling from high places. The music and sound effects are simple but effectively set the game's atmosphere. And while the visuals may seem basic today, they were revolutionary at the time thanks to the smooth animation. Pros: unprecedented realistic character movement, enjoyable puzzles, and challenging gameplay. Time-based mechanics create urgency and tension. Cons: the game's difficulty might be frustrating for those unfamiliar with old-school games. No save feature. Losing means restarting from the beginning. If you love classic games and tough challenges, Prince of Persia is a must-play, especially if you want to experience the roots of cinematic platformers that paved the way for franchises like Assassin's Creed. Prince of Persia 2, The Shadow and the Flame, released in 1993, continues the prince's story after the events of the first game. But this time, his journey is tougher and more mysterious. The game retains the classic platforming and puzzle-solving gameplay, but with improved graphics and more diverse environments, ranging from luxurious palaces to ancient temples. The overall tone is darker, and the music enhances the sense of adventure and danger. It's a simple yet challenging game that demands focus and patience to overcome deadly traps and tough enemies. Prince of Persia 3D, released in 1999, was the first entry in the series to transition into 3D gameplay, but unfortunately, it failed to meet expectations. The game attempted to capture the essence of the classic titles in a fully 3D environment, with a focus on exploration, combat, and puzzle solving. However, it struggled with clunky controls, awkward camera angles, and unpolished mechanics, which made the experience frustrating rather than groundbreaking. Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time, released in 2003, was a turning point for the franchise. Not only did it redefine the gameplay, but it also set a new standard for action-adventure games at the time. The story follows the prince, driven by ambition and a desire to prove himself, as he obtains the Dagger of Time. However, in doing so, he accidentally unleashes the Sands of Time, turning most of the palace's inhabitants into monstrous sand creatures, leading to a disastrous fate he must now undo. The game seamlessly blends action, puzzles, and parkour, allowing players to run on walls, swing between poles, and perform acrobatic jumps. Its game-changing mechanic was the ability to rewind time. If you made a mistake or fell, you could use the Dagger of Time to reverse your actions, adding a completely new layer of strategy and challenge. The game's world was rich with stunning details inspired by Middle Eastern architecture, featuring grand palaces and eerie passageways. The soundtrack added to the dramatic atmosphere, fully immersing players in the story. Additionally, in short, The Sands of Time was more than just an action game. It was a cinematic adventure filled with innovation, drama, and unforgettable moments, cementing itself as a legend in gaming history. Prince of Persia 2, The Shadow and the Flame, released in 1993, continues the prince's story after the events of the first game. But this time, his journey is tougher and more mysterious. The game retains the classic platforming and puzzle-solving gameplay, but with improved graphics and more diverse environments, ranging from luxurious palaces to ancient temples. The overall tone is darker, and the music enhances the sense of adventure and danger. It's a simple yet challenging game that demands focus and patience to overcome deadly traps and tough enemies. Prince of Persia, The Two Thrones, released in 2005, was the epic conclusion to the Sands of Time trilogy, blending the adventurous spirit of Sands of Time with the brutality and challenge of Warrior Within. The story begins as the prince returns to Babylon with Farah, only to find the city under siege. Things take a darker turn when he becomes infected by the Sands of Time, unleashing his dark alter ego, the Dark Prince. Babylon's environment was richly varied, from golden palace rooftops to shadowy alleyways, all complemented by a soundtrack that returned to its Middle Eastern roots, but with a dramatic tone fitting the prince's internal struggle. The story explored the battle between light and darkness within, as the prince fought to reclaim his true self. In short, The Two Thrones was a powerful finale, combining action, puzzles, and emotional depth, delivering a prince torn between fate and destiny in an intense, thrilling adventure. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown is a fresh reimagining of the legendary series, but with a slightly different approach. The game introduces a brand new story, where players control a young prince embarking on an adventure filled with traps, puzzles, and intense battles in an attempt to recover the Lost Crown, a powerful artifact that threatens to unleash dark forces. The game features a semi-open world with diverse, challenge-packed environments. The gameplay blends fast-paced combat using a variety of weapons and abilities with the parkour elements that define the series. Players can jump, wall run, and swing between poles, with precise timing required to navigate obstacles, adding an extra layer of challenge and excitement. Visually, The Lost Crown showcases stunning modern graphics with vibrant colors, reflecting the game's rich and diverse world. The environments mix ancient Eastern mythology with modern artistic influences, making each area feel like a living painting. Combat in The Lost Crown is lightning fast, with a focus on combining different moves, from direct attacks to special abilities, adding a strategic depth to every encounter. The combat system is more dynamic and varied than previous Prince of Persia titles, allowing players to jump over enemies, use the environment, and experiment with different approaches in battle. The game also features challenging puzzles that require sharp thinking and creative solutions, bringing a strategic element to progression. Each section of the game demands careful planning to overcome traps and advance the story. Overall, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown blends the best elements of the classic series with modern innovations, delivering an action-packed and deeply engaging experience for both old fans and newcomers alike. Yes, Ubisoft has officially announced the remake of Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time, set for release in 2026. The announcement was made during Ubisoft Forward in June 2024, confirming that Ubisoft Montreal, the same studio behind the original 2003 game, is now leading the development. Source: Arabgamers.com. This remake aims to deliver a modernized experience while preserving the core essence of the original game, featuring enhanced visuals and refined gameplay mechanics. Development has faced multiple delays and challenges since its initial announcement in 2020, but it is now in its final stages, gearing up for its 2026 release. In conclusion, Prince of Persia remains one of the most influential franchises in gaming history, with multiple releases that have continued to captivate players worldwide. With the remake of The Sands of Time set for 2026, we eagerly anticipate how Ubisoft will breathe new life into this classic title with modern technology and updated gameplay. Whether you're a longtime fan or new to the world of the Prince, revisiting this legendary adventure filled with challenges and excitement promises to be an unforgettable experience. Stay tuned for more updates on the game and all things Prince of Persia. And finally, thank you so much for watching and following our content. Your support and encouragement are what keep us motivated to continue bringing you new and exciting content. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss a new upload. Also, share your thoughts and comments with us. Your engagement means the world to us and keeps us going. Stay tuned for more updates, and we'll see you in the next videos. Thanks again. Video Game Fire.